Hey y'all, I wasn't playing when I said I had a pickup video. Y'all check this out. So I promised y'all this video and it's finally here. This story begins one day I was cruising through the Facebook marketplace and there was a little something that caught my eye. What that was, might you ask? Well, can't really tell you, but I will show you. Let's start this party off with a little bit of, let's see, Captain America and the Avengers. Yeah! This is a Data East game for the Sega Genesis. A little bit of a brawler, but y'all check this clip out, okay? I think y'all will enjoy it. It was very fun while I played it, and check it out. Captain America and the Avengers for the Sega Genesis. All the gangs here pretty much. You got Iron Man, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Vision. This game kind of reminds me of like a Double Dragon. It's a kind of a beat 'em up, but you got some other elements in there too. Oh yeah, you know I had to get some Hawkeye time in. Take that. Oh, there we go. Now I thought this was a pretty cool element too. Check this out. Hey, get on! Thank you, Wonder Man. I'm pretty good with comics, but I didn't know Wonder Man too much. I really enjoyed this shooting element. I had a blast doing this part. Pretty cool bosses too. And there's plenty more where that came from. Check this out. I got some sealed in box Atari games. We got Cracked for the Atari 7800. Look at that. Look at that little mouse there with that little egg and a little snake and a bird and some all kinds of stuff. That looks pretty cool, huh? But wait, is there just one? Oh, did you say original Space Invaders for the Atari 2600? Sealed in box? Yeah. What about Junior Pac-Man sealed in box? Oh man, those things are great. I don't really have an Atari to play them on or to try them out, but who can pass up something that's sealed in box? Really, I got them to kind of be decor for my future game room. The decor in here is really cool too. Do y'all like this original cactus painting by my wife? It's absolutely beautiful. Let's show you some more. So I've really been trying to collect for the Sega Genesis. One of the reasons why I collect for the Sega Genesis is because normally the boxes are in, halfway decent shape. They have really cool artwork, and I was always a Nintendo boy growing up, so I kind of missed out on a lot of these awesome games. So I'm having fun collecting for them now. So this next one I'm going to show you, I had never heard of, but I literally bought it for the box art. This next one is Fatal Labyrinth. Check that out. I'm gonna have a little gameplay video. And here it is, Fatal Labyrinth. Fatal Labyrinth is for the Sega Genesis. Dragonia has arisen. Darkness will consume the world unless the holy goblet is taken from the dragon's vile talons. You are Trikar, a brave swordsman chosen by the villagers to rescue them from eternal doom. Yeah, this game is really fun. So you walk around as this RPG. These labyrinths kind of appear before you as you walk around, and you hack stuff up. Pretty interesting how you hit stuff. You kind of just have to walk into it and then you start hitting it. Pretty automatic, pretty neat. Lots of different places to explore. Lots of cool weapons and things. I can't wait to play a little bit more of this game. I will say this, it is kind of hard. Speaking of video games and box art, of course is always the first thing that catches my eye when I'm looking at old school video games. The game could be absolutely terrible, but whenever I pick one up, it's like, oh man, that looks pretty cool. This one is one of those games. Haven't played the game, don't plan on playing it in the immediate future, but this box art is to die for. It is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for the Intellivision in the box, and you flip this little guy open. There is your cartridge and a little manual. These boxes are pretty neat. The game looks to be in pretty good shape. Don't know a lot about them, but you gotta love that cover. That's awesome. Also picked up a game for the Game Gear. I currently don't have a Game Gear, but I do want to get like a Mega SG. I'm thinking to do my game capture for my Genesis stuff. They're also supposed to be making an adapter so you can play the Game Gear games on TV. I know they already have something like that with the Retron 5, but I really want to go with the Mega SG just because, you know, it's basically you're playing 1080p and it's not emulation. So that's going to be awesome whenever I eventually get one of those. But on to it. The Game Gear game I got was Batman Forever in the box, and all the stuff's inside. Got the little manual and all, and it looks to be a pretty fun game. I know, you know, hey, it's a handheld title, so the graphics are kind of eh. I did have Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo, and that was a really awesome game. I really enjoyed that one, so don't know if this one's as fun as that, but I sure look forward to playing it and trying it out. So this next set of games here, these are pretty cool, okay? So that's another Sega Genesis game. Like I said, I'm collecting for it, and it's also MA13, which kind of surprised me. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know what this is going to be like. I was pleasantly surprised, and you'll see that in my gameplay video. But here it is. It's Zero Tolerance for the Sega Genesis. It's a shooter game. I had a blast doing my game capture for this. Check it out. Pretty cool intro on this one. This one is Zero Tolerance for the Sega Genesis. On the back of it, it says, "Kill or be killed. If this 3D game doesn't get your adrenaline pumping, nothing will. Zero Tolerance has you killing alien terrorists who want to annihilate your defense colony." Well, we're here to save the day. Me and old Weasel, that's the name of my character here. These graphics on this game remind me a lot of old school first-person shooters like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D. Pretty impressive that this was on the Sega Genesis. When I picked this one up, I seen the rating on it, the MA13. I was like, what? And then look at that. Do you see that blood? That's pretty gory for a Sega Genesis game. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, I want you to hear this here. This is going to be pretty cool in just a second. Check out this shotgun blast. Ooh. Thing sounds pretty awesome, don't it, y'all? Look at all those bad guy aliens. Oh man. Weasel's in trouble. What'd y'all think of Zero Tolerance for the Sega Genesis? I know I liked it a lot. This next little set here, I got this cool little acrylic thing. It didn't come with it, but got some really cool games here. We have Mario Brothers for the Atari 2600. Like, what? Not for Nintendo? Nah, this is for the Atari 2600. Had to pick that up. Thought it would be pretty cool. We got Solar Storm. Sounded cool. That's for the Atari and Sears video systems. And finally, with a little 95-cent sticker on it, I'd heard about this on some YouTube channels. Montezuma's Revenge. Ha! That's pretty neat. This last one I'm going to show you, I'm really excited about. Like, this was the thing that I told you I saw on the Facebook Marketplace that made me want to go to said place. And this place is a little over an hour away, so it's not like a short distance, which, you know, I mentioned before, there's not like a lot of places that are really close that sell retro games. This just happened to be kind of like a flea market type deal, like I said, with an elderly couple. But when I come across this, there was something that really caught my eye, and that's coming up. But first, we got some Sega Saturn stuff. Here we go. So I didn't get any game capture on these just because I don't have the right hardware yet. So if anybody wants to get together and send me a bunch of pound cables or some type of HDMI cables so I can capture. I do have an Elgato and that kind of stuff, and I do have most stuff to be able to capture most systems, but not the right cables for my Saturn yet. The first one is Blackfire. I did look at reviews on this one and heard some pretty terrible, mediocre things about it, but hey, the disc looks really clean. It is in a sleeve, so it's not like complete in box or anything, but it was part of a deal. You know, this wonderful couple that I met, they gave me a really good deal on all this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, she knew her prices on stuff, and it was pretty hilarious, but she hooked me up and gave me some sweet deals. The next one I got here is, and I didn't even realize that this was a fighting game until I looked it up today, Criticom for the Sega Saturn. And it looked pretty neat. Like, had terrible reviews as well, but my thing is, I love fighting games. Even if it's a terrible fighting game, it may not be something to play all the time, but fighting games is one of my favorite genres. And again, this one was not, you know, in a complete package or anything like that, but I do have a little sleeve to kind of protect the disc. Looks really good on that one as well. And my last two before I show you what I'm really super duper excited about is one more Saturn, and that is Myst. Again, no box work. I don't know if you guys have ever played Myst, but it's a really cool kind of like point and click puzzle kind of game, PC game. I'd played it back in the day on the PC, and it's a really good game, really interesting. They were saying that Limited Run is eventually going to put out a version of Real Myst for the Nintendo Switch. Really hope they do, because I'll definitely going to play that one. Alright, so one more thing before I show you the ultimate thing, okay? It is for my PSP. It is Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. Woo! when I was digging around the place, like this one was kind of hidden in some stuff, and everything was there. The manual, the game. Now there is a little crack in the housing on the game. I've seen where these can be kind of easily fixed with a little replacement shell. I honestly hadn't even tried it to see if it plays. The disc itself looks great, so I'm sure it's absolutely fine. And like I said, I just couldn't pass up the deal. And it's a Soul Calibur game. You know, like Soul Calibur is great. I have the first one on the Dreamcast, and I think I have most all of them. But those are great games. All right. So, the moment you've been all waiting for. What was on that Facebook Marketplace picture that I just had to go check this place out? Let's put it like this. I'm not a controller collector. I don't do that. I kind of collect the games. I like the artwork for the games, that kind of stuff. But I seen a peripheral for a system, and I couldn't find a lot on it. You know, I seen one or two articles here and there. But when I seen this thing, I was like, I gotta get it. It is, from the best I can tell, Bishu Jet Fighter controller. Yay! What is a Bishu Jet Fighter controller? Well, on the back here, this little guy has a little switch for Genesis Mega Drive or Super NES. As you can see it right there, kind of a little bit, maybe not. The zoom is tripping out. But yeah, this controller has, you know, it's got turbo, it's got slow, select, start, got the little D-pad, and it's set up kind of like a Super Nintendo controllers, and it's got little shoulder buttons. I mean, look at that. Look at this. I mean, this is awesome. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it because, like I said, there's not a lot of articles about this. But if y'all know anything about it, please put in the comment section below. And thank y'all for checking this stuff out with me. Alright, y'all, we're going to wrap this one up now. Just wanted to let y'all know kind of what the future is looking like for the Sororan Gaming channel. I plan on trying to get this video out tonight. I'm also working on one for my boys over there at New Game Plus, which is a really awesome podcast. Also, the biggest one I have coming out is going to be my Thanksgiving Day video. It's going to be kind of based on some generations of basically me growing up playing games with my family and that kind of stuff. It's going to be a really good video for the family to check out. And speaking of family, I'm going to try to get one more video in between now and then, basically showing like family games to play for Thanksgiving, you know, all your family getting together, that kind of stuff. So I hope y'all continue to join and subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. I hope we have a lot of fun together, and thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a great night.